Pakistan's cruel critiquing troll machinery is up and running again. It comes as no surprise this time though. Usually they would be harsh and ruthless to a point of uncaring, spewing venom at the slightest misstep. Many times you feel the trolls have probably overstepped a tad bit. But this time, Pakistan cricket team gave them plenty to get at them for. Pakistan lost their second test to Bangladesh yesterday, crumbling to a whitewash for the very first time to an opponent, and to this particular opponent, and that too at home, in front of their fans. The situation couldn't be worse for just about everyone in Pakistan, outside the country, everyone invested in the team and the sport to sharpen their knives. Because it was not just the loss that hurt. Pakistan, for the first time since 1965, have slumped to their worst ranking in Test cricket, that of 8th. This rock bottom in the third format as well, and the first in line to beat the drums and call for Operation Face Uplift have been the former cricketer's predictable name in that one, Ahmed Shehzad.
Pakistan kept complaining about the pitch, but Bangladesh batters made the same surface look like a flat track. They played great cricket and dominated Pakistan throughout the series. Their bowling was brilliant and their batters showed amazing grit. They have taught Pakistan how Test cricket should be played. They lovingly told you, "I love you," and whitewashed you in the series.
I can only picture what Shehzad just said. Bangladeshi cricketers crooning "I love you" in their native tongue to Pakistan as they went ahead and creamed them. And of course, the meme makers and fans have had quite the field day and, in fact, the week. A little funny that, but jokes aside, this has been a rather disheartening progression for the men in green, who have been one of the best cricketing sides in the world for decades, producing some of the best talents for the world to see and be inspired by. The reason why this is alarming is because of what I'll show you. Last year, Pakistan was the #1 ODI team in the world. They had a disastrous ODI World Cup late last year and are currently #4 in the world. That's not too bad, but crossing over to the other formats, over in T20, last year Pakistan were #3. They had a terrible T20 World Cup earlier this year, failing to make it to even the Super 8s, resulting in a current standing of #7 in the world, with Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Afghanistan coming in hot on their heels. And over in Tests, of course, last year Pakistan were ranked a couple of places above, and now currently they have slipped to #8, further down the order. Now, there are, of course, several reasons for the reversal of fortunes and this slump that Pakistan cricket is experiencing. The biggest has been the lack of transparency and faith in the system and the captain. Trust is key, and to remove someone like Babar Azam and rejig a whole team with talented, yes, but inexperienced players helming the affairs would only succeed in rocking an already shaky boat. The distrust and discontent in the locker room that we've obviously heard from all the reports, that needed to be addressed. Talks of camps and rift between Shaheen Shah Afridi and Babar Azam can only damage the synergy of a side. The other factor, key to Pakistan's growth and sustenance in this sport, cricketers continuing to be invested in and playing domestic cricket in the country. That took a hit. The Haris Rauf case in particular was enough to shine light on how Pakistan is losing the battle to the growing T20 leagues around the world. That's only affecting their own system and the players who've been part of it, who'd rather not be signed up in the contracts and play T20 cricket instead. And hence, it's resulted in the inability to groom more players. Former cricketers have, of course, blamed the PCB for not being able to rein this in and focus on developing the cricket at home. They say the board is spending money on the wrong kind of investments, on roping in foreign coaches instead of spending it on strengthening the domestic setup in the country.
The PCB's favoritism, false promises, and injustices towards domestic players are unacceptable. In a time when Pakistan is struggling with inflation, poverty, and massive electricity bills, the PCB is wasting $5 million on mentors for doing nothing. It's even more disrespectful that the PCB claims they don't have instruments for surgery, which is a huge disrespect for domestic players.
Now, there are many reasons, the ones I spoke of just now, and many beyond these that are plaguing Pakistan cricket at the moment. And maybe that is why the Champions Trophy next year is so critical for the country to not only show that international cricket has finally arrived, has finally come home, but also a win, a big win in front of their home fans. Probably is just the thing that this cricketing country desperately needs.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment.
So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can we expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital,